Steve Eisman's not going to hire a coach where we're going to go. Why'd he do that? One thing about Sergei Fedorov, he doesn't do things half-assed.
If he's your guy, he's your guy.
He's your guy. Sergei was so smooth, so fast, so graceful. Dude, he's one of the greatest players to play this game. But guys, some of us don't want to live at the rink.
I still feel in my heart as though it's a pipe dream for me, and some of you have made your thoughts known. This Sergei Fedorov story is picking up steam as far as next potential coach of the Detroit Red Wings. Bet Online had him listed as a plus 350 favorite, which, you know, for me, and I have to wonder, I saw Tammy Chin comment on it earlier. It just doesn't seem like the timing's right.
That's where I'm at. You know, with it as far as that. If this is a few years down the road or a little bit more, but you don't know. Because, you know, Stevie's track record is given somebody who hasn't had NHL experience, and why wouldn't you go with, if you're putting the band back together with the guys that you know, and, you know, Sergei's your choice to be behind the bench, then I could see it happening. But I agree with Tammy. I just don't see it. Not that he couldn't do the job. It's just that where they're at right now. Let me
turn that around on you, D-Mac. Give me, why would he be the choice? Give me some. Well, give me some hope.
I guess because automatically, the culture and what is being built, Sergei, it's like me. He's lived it. He knows what the expectations and stuff like this. Why it would work, because Stevie wants to go where Sergei could coach, and obviously if he's won in that league, in this NHL, right? Sergei Fedorov could have played in this NHL with his skill set and obviously like that. Now Sergei's a smart guy. You got to remember, with all his offensive talent, he did win the Selke also. You know, best two-way forward. So, I think why it would work is because of his hockey acumen, his hockey IQ, the fact of what he could do behind the bench. I never saw Sergei as the coaching type to enjoy that, but sometimes you get, you know,
See, that's what I thought too.
Sometimes, but in saying that, it would work, because here's the thing. One thing about Sergei Fedorov, he doesn't do things half-assed, right? So this is what he wants to do. Just because you don't know that he wanted to do it, like for me, you know everything I want to do because I put it out there.
You're overt,
I'm doing it. Him, he's more of a subtle that he's not going to tell you. But this, obviously, if he's doing that and he's good at it, it's something that he's passionate about. So it could work, because if you're going to build this and he's your guy in the back of Stevie's mind, that this is the guy that gets us there and doesn't need a buffer to the next coach, that this is the guy, then I think you give Sergei a chance. Like, if you're going to give Sergei a chance, I don't think that you're thinking of anybody else. Does that make sense?
If he's your guy, he's your guy.
He's your guy.
There's no decision. So if Fedorov's the guy, there's no decision.
Or Trotz, a guy like that, recycle guy with respect, Tortorella, stuff like that, I could see a 2-year contract, right? But if it's something like a Gromberg or a Lalonde or a Fedorov, is somebody who you're going to go with, like he did with John Cooper, then he's going to go a longer-term deal. So that'll also explain a lot too, no matter who the coach is hired, but what type of deal did he get?
Harley Fife says, I think you would make a great coach for the Red Wings, D-Mac.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Right here, this seat, the buffer between. Then I couldn't do all the stuff that I wanted to do. And guys, some of us don't want to live at the rink.
You've been adamant about that. Once you were done playing, you were done playing.
I mean, hockey's what I do, right? It's a skill set. I love it. I'm passionate about it. I want to see this team get back, but it's not who I am. Right? What you do is not who you are.
And if it is, then you got a bad mix.
Listen, fire up that band next Thursday. Let's go, Marysville. That's it. I got tomorrow night in Mayo for the Red, White, and Blue Fest. I'll be up there doing comedy. That's what I like to do instead of spending my time in arenas. But that's me. I'm the buffer between the fans and the team. So, yeah, I can explain. Listen. Steve Eisman's not going to hire a coach where we're going to go. Why'd he do that? The explanation, and I'll be able to tell you why, or at least try to translate the game plan to it. And then if you listen, he'll tell you after he hires him why he hired the guy. So we don't have to worry about it. But it was interesting yesterday because somebody came up to me at the ball game and said, "Hey, do you think Sergei's going to be? And I was like, why do you say that? He says, well, Vegas got him number one. Now, I'm not going to deter Vegas, but Vegas ain't Steve Eisner.
That is true. That is the one thing that Vegas doesn't have the read on,
and
right?
when you say, you like think about that when you're betting, but again, there's a few people in the general manager or ownership or stuff like this that Vegas, it applies, but it doesn't apply in the big picture.
Yeah, but see, it's interesting to me that the way you brought that up about Sergei, and when you tell stories about him and when you played with him and things like that, he just, to me, this is kind of my impression, a summation of the stories you've told me, is he's just a guy that showed up and was good at hockey and was very good at hockey, was a league MVP, all those types of things, and just went about his business. Like, there wasn't a lot said, there wasn't a lot done. He would just go out and dominate a hockey game and then go about his business and not have a lot to say.
This is why, and athletes get this bad moniker because they're so talented and it looks so easy for them that they get this moniker that he's not trying all the time. Me, I mean, I ran on the ice. So the minute I was on the ice, it looked like I was over trying because I had to over try, but that's just hands, arms going everywhere. Sergei was so smooth, so fast, so graceful that a lot of time people would say, oh, he's not trying out there. Dude, he's one of the greatest players to play this game. So and Sergei's always been good with his cards, right? He doesn't play. He's a great poker player because he doesn't let you know what he's thinking. And like when he a few years ago became a coach in the Russian league, I was like, oh, okay, surprise. And then
because I was
successful,
too.
But just. Sergei, you think Sergei's Igor. Sergei's going to be in the vineyards and Sergei's going to be at the tennis courts and, he's going to enjoy it. But I think he did that, and I think it's that deep down seated passion for hockey. So, yeah, I mean, in saying that doesn't mean he won't coach in this league either. He played for other teams in Detroit. So maybe his goal, I haven't talked to him, but is to coach in the NHL. So
when was the last time you talked to Sergei?
Probably a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, Russian 5 thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
And then a lot of those guys. I talked to I did a Zoom with Carly Johnson, Scotty, Steve Duchesne, Dan Deneau, Yuri Fisher, Igor yesterday for the 20-year anniversary of the O2 Cup. So that was pretty cool. But, yeah, it's always great to catch up with guys. And it's always great, like I said, Neil, and it's great when Scotty rehashes things. Can you imagine having Scotty Bone rehash things and he rehashes exactly the way you remember it? You know what I mean? Or the validity to it. Like, that's the amazing thing is we all experienced it and saw it the same way because even to this day, 20, 25 years, we talk about it. So it'll be interesting. I just expect, you would expect that something will be done. I would expect before the playoffs are over. I would expect maybe in the final, unless he's looking for a guy that's still in the finals.
Born Cool says, doesn't Sergei have to patch things up with the organization first? I'm not looking to you to speak for Sergei on this.
Well, there's your number one.
Your impressions.
There's your number one. Like, right here, get it down to it. You know why Sergei Fedorov is not going to be your coach? Because he hasn't got his jersey retired yet. So I think that before you make him a coach with things that patch up or whatever, like there's still something there. We always talk about retiring the jersey. So if they retired his jersey, then I would say that's probably more apropos. But I think that there's still something that needs to be ironed out. Still some bad feelings about the way he left, I think. So for that automatically puts it. That automatically puts throwing your money away.
Which is wild to me. On the outside looking in, and these are the words of Neil Rule, not Darren McCarty. All the guy ever did was deliver. Now, did he negotiate? Yeah, he negotiated. He was one of the best players on the planet. So, you're gonna do that from time to time. You're gonna negotiate from time to time. That's always been a wild dynamic to me because he delivered.
But you forget about it, right? When you're talking about and then you got to say, okay. But if you're looking for the whys, that might be a big why.
That he had to do that.
No, but a big why of why he won't come back.
Yeah, come back, right.
Not that you're allowed to do whatever you want. It's just that there's bad And nobody knows. I don't know the intricacies behind the negotiations or whatever else like that. But, you know, there's definitely something there that we don't know about. And if that would play into effect whether to hire a person as a coach, I would say yes. That's Darren McCarty's opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is all we were looking for,
Right.
D-Mac.
So
and
out of that list, the three guys at 450, Bruce Cassidy, 600, Gromberg, and 1,200, Lalonde. That's who I would put money on.
That's who you're rolling with. And obviously we'll keep an eye on this as Spencer throws up the list one more time. If you had to pick one, D-Mac, you got to pick one.
If I had to pick one, I'm going Gromberg still. I'm saying let's bring over all of Frölunda. That's the coach over in Frölunda.
Yeah.
Bring them all over. Let's go. The boys, the girls, the kids.
Swedish invasion.
Swedish
Just
invasion.
what Easy wants.
Hey,
Yep.
why not?